Welcome to the Courtside Kickoff. Welcome to the 2024 NFL season with the Courtside Kickoff. I am Bakari Mitchell. I am your host. I will be here with you each and every week, giving you stats, updates, players to watch, game predictions, even some sports bets, because I want to try to make myself and everybody else's pockets a little bit fatter at the end of the day. We have the Christmas season approaching, so I'm sure that would be great for everybody. But tonight we have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to talk about the game breakdown. I'm going to give you a few players to watch. I'm going to give you some of my game predictions. And then we'll go into sports book bets, some hot bets that I'm going to make tonight, and some that I've already made. And then we'll wrap up, and then that will take us into our next episode, which will be a game preview of the Philadelphia Eagles down in Brazil, and then I'm also going to give a overall season prediction, my predictions. What do I think is going to happen based off my opinions? Obviously, I listen to the stuff in the news and stuff like that, but this is these will be my opinions. These will be based off what I think, and I think I will be pretty right, but we will wait and see. But without further ado, let's talk about tonight's game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 8-1 in openers under Andy Reid. So tonight they're looking to be 9-1. They lost last year's opener, which was their first loss under Andy Reid, which was the ring ceremony. So I don't know if that's going to have any effect on tonight. Maybe they don't want to lose 2 ring ceremonies in a row. So we shall see. But not that it affected their season in any type of way, but we'll see if they pull it out tonight. They're the favorites, I think by +3, but we'll see. The Baltimore Ravens, obviously, they're the underdogs. Their record in openers is 16-8, I believe I looked up. And Lamar's record versus the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm sure he's looking to improve that, is 1-4, meaning 4 losses. So I'm sure he's looking to improve, especially after the last time he faced them was in the AFC Championship game, and I'm sure that left a bitter taste in his mouth. So I'm sure he's ready for tonight's game. There are no major injuries that I saw for tonight's game. I think the biggest one is Marquise Brown. I know we've been hearing about that for the last few weeks. The Baltimore Ravens didn't have any major injuries or anything like that. So tonight's game should be full of pretty healthy players and should be a good game. One thing I will say is that the players are out of shape. Yeah, they've been in practice and at training camp and stuff like that. But as far as betting goes, and we'll get into that later, I would be careful on who I bet on tonight because they're not in this game one. They're not in game shape yet. So, let's just be, let's just be realistic and just know that everybody's not going to perform up to their mid-season numbers and whatnot. I mean, some could. I mean, there's always a few breakouts, but we'll see. But my players to watch are obviously Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. They're the 2 stars of the game. They'll have the balls in their hand the entire game, so we already know how that's going to go. New player, Derrick Henry. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the black and purple. I think that'll be very interesting. Give Lamar some help in the backfield. Not that he's been using his legs a lot over the last few years, but he's been using his arm more. He wants to be a passing quarterback. So I think Derrick Henry will go a long way to help him, especially in the play action game. With receivers, Zay Flowers and Bateman and Mark Andrews is back, and they still have Likely as well. That'll be interesting to see how they use that 2 tight end tandem. Then down in Kansas City, obviously we have Patrick Mahomes, as I said earlier, Travis Kelce, obviously the best tight end in the league. We have Isaiah Pacheco, the running back. Rashee Rice, he made it to the season. He's not suspended. So I've heard and read reports that he is looking better, and I heard he's getting off the release better. So I guess he's looking more like a number 1 receiver, even though he'll be the number 2 option in this game behind Travis Kelce. And I mean, every game, not just this game, but he should be looking to put up some numbers too. I heard something earlier. I can't remember who said it, but they said to watch out for Xavier Worthy. I know with Hollywood Brown out, he's probably going to get some deep routes. I mean, he's the fastest combine time guy, so obviously he's probably going to get some deep balls, probably some deep slant stuff like that. I'm not a football guru, so I don't know all the names of the X and O's in different positions. I know a few, but not all, so I'm not even going to attempt to sound too smart in that aspect. So let's get into the game predictions. So my game prediction for this game, I believe that based off what I've seen and the players that have moved around and all that stuff like that, I personally think that Baltimore can beat the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. One of the reasons I say that is obviously because of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I think that duo will do good in the backfield and also maybe in the short passing game. I'm sure he'll catch a couple of screen passes. I mean, I know they still have Justice Hill as well, but Derrick Henry will be heavily involved. As I said, this is week 1, so Justice Hill will probably be involved as well. I'm not sure if Keaton Mitchell is back yet, but I would just keep a lookout for him as well. Um, and then their defense, I know they lost a couple of players, but I think they're projected to be a top 5 defense again, which bodes well for them in this game, especially going against the current Super Bowl champions. And then I will go to over to Kansas City side. Obviously, they could win this game. They have Pat, they have Travis, they have Chris Jones on the defense. They lost to Jarius Sneed to Tennessee. I think that's a huge loss. So I can't think his name is McDuffie on the he'll be the new number 1 corner now. So we'll see how he locks down that one side. But last year they had 2 number 1 corners with Sneed and McDuffie. So it was easier for them to play man to man. But their DC is awesome. He not called, but well, he did call a great game plan, but he calls great game plans. I'm sure he'll be ready for this game. So it'll be fun to watch. The final score, if I had to predict the final score, I would probably say I know the over under is last time I checked it was 47 and a half. I don't have it with me right now, but pretty sure it was 47 and a half the last time I checked. And I'll try to check again really quick. Okay, yeah, I don't have that up. But I think it was 46 and a half, 47 and a half, or something like that. Which means low scoring game. I don't see that. Saw a good stat earlier today that said that the AFC Championship game was basically a fluke as far as the score goes. I can't remember what the score was off the top of my head, but basically they said it was a fluke and that was just a low scoring game and that all the other games that these two teams play score in the 50s. So I'm definitely going to go with the over as far as when the sports bets come. You'll hear me say that again in a few minutes. But I would probably say this final score is probably going to be a field goal game. I would probably say 30-27, 27-24, which both get you over 50. So I would probably say something in that range. If I was betting on the final score, I would probably go or lean more towards 27-24. I think that's safe. I think both teams will probably come out slow and more than likely pick it up as the game goes on. Um, so or it could start fast, it could start deep bombs and long runs. So I mean, I guess it could go either way, but that doesn't usually happen in week 1. I mean, there are explosive plays in week 1, don't get me wrong, but these two teams, I don't see anybody just airing it out unless well, you have Xavier Worthy in Kansas City, so maybe. So I guess we'll just wait and see. Um the general media has been saying Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. I think I've heard a few people say that Baltimore could win or they pick Baltimore to win, but everybody is picking Kansas City, understandably. So, I mean, I probably should. I probably will once we get to the board betting portion of it. I more than likely will pick Kansas City for a few of my bets because I don't like losing too much money. But I think Baltimore is your safe bet tonight, and I do believe that Baltimore will win this game. That is my personal opinion. The court side kicks off, personal opinion. So roll with it if you want to. And if we're right, make sure you go follow us for more, and we'll see. So that was our game predictions. So now let's get into the sports book bets. Like I said earlier, the betting lines for this game have the money line is Kansas City winning this game all day. Um, and the score was at the time, not the score, but the spread was a -3 earlier today, and it is currently still a -3 with the over under total sitting at 47. And with that being said, I will still take the over for the game. I do believe that the game is going to go over 47 points. I mean, to put it differently, if every game they played except the last game went over 50, I don't think this one would be any different. But I mean, there's always that chance that if we could have another repeat of the AFC Championship game again, but I doubt it. So I would take the over. Um, if you're going to go with the general media's opinion, then I guess you could pick the Chiefs to win as well. Just from a betting perspective, I like taking dogs. You win more money when you take dogs. So I'm probably going to roll with the dog in most cases, but just for smart betting purposes, the 57% of the bets were in on the Kansas City Chiefs to win. Earlier, I think it was higher than that, but I think people are obviously trying to make a little money, so they're probably betting on Baltimore to win. So the percentage has probably changed a little bit. So but as I approach betting, it is your decision. I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is just what I'm going to do. And I'll again say I'm going to take Baltimore in this game. That may be crazy, but hey, I'm trying to make some money. So I'm going to take Baltimore. And if they win and you watch this video and you laugh at me at first, and then you realize that Baltimore won this game and you come back later and be like, dang, he was right. Uh, some of my other personal picks that I am doing, I like to do player props for the games. They're pretty fun. I saw some good player props. They have anytime score, obviously Isaiah Pacheco, Derrick Henry. I mean, anybody could be an anytime score, but your safe bets for anytime score, I would probably say are Pacheco, Henry, Kelsey, maybe Rice and Andrews. I guess it all depends on how the game plan is really going and to how that unfolds. Obviously, if it's a close game, it's probably going to be more run the ball, play action type style. If one team is getting blown out, then obviously there's going to be more passing. So in a close game, I would probably roll with Pacheco, Henry, probably even Kelsey for touchdowns. But in a blowout, then obviously you could probably pick several people. So not even going to get into that. They I know they had Patrick Mahomes for like over under 269 yards passing. I do not believe that's going to happen tonight. I I wish I would have looked up the stat. I apologize. I would do better with my stats in the future. But I don't remember him passing for 260 yards many times last year. Uh, I know he had another 4,000 yard season, but I don't think 269 week 1 against Baltimore. I doubt that is gonna happen. Could, but doubtful. Lamar Jackson, I think his passing props was 201 yards. 201, I don't know. That could be a safe bet. I'm not taking it. I would take him in the alternate, maybe for 150 passing yards, maybe 175 passing yards, something along that, but I'm not going to worry about taking him for 200. He is on there for like 54 rushing yards. Now, with this being game one, Derrick Henry, obviously he's a man child and he's going to do his thing. I don't know if he's going to get 20 to 25 carries this game. He could if Baltimore is winning. If Baltimore is winning, they are going to pound the rock. I guarantee it. If Baltimore, mark my words, if Baltimore is winning this game, they are going to run, run, run. I guarantee it. And in that case, I wouldn't bet too much on Lamar getting the yards, but maybe 54, maybe, but I would definitely bet on Derrick Henry 100 plus if Baltimore is winning. Obviously, you're not going to know that until the game is happening. But if you're going to make the bet before the game starts, I would take Lamar for the under on the rushing yards. Derrick Henry, I think he had him for 60 yards. That's crazy. Definitely taking him for 60. He'll get 60. I guarantee he'll get 60. Um, let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs and well, let's go back to Baltimore for 1 second. Mark Andrews, he was at 45 yards receiving. I think that's a safe bet. Now, on to Kansas City. Uh, like I said, Patrick Mahomes, his passing props are at 269. I'm not taking that. Good luck if you do. Travis Kelsey, his receiving yards were at 55, I believe, 55, 60, somewhere in that range. I'm sorry. Again, I don't have all the stats in front of me. I will do better next time and in the future, I promise you. I do remember that Isaiah Pacheco's rushing yards were at 59 over and under. Um, I think it's safe to take him with the over. I think he'll get that even in a blowout scenario, obviously, because they'll run the ball. In a close game scenario, they'll probably want to practice some ball control, so they'll probably run the ball. I know they have some P. Ryan now, but he's always been more of a pass catching third down type back, so he's not going to take too much work for him in the run game, but he may take some in the passing game. But outside of that, I wouldn't worry too much. I think Pacheco is a safe bet for the over on whatever his rushing yards is, and I think that's around 60 right now. Um, while betting, obviously, make sure you are betting responsible. Please don't bet your entire paycheck on the game or any game. Only bet, only bet what you are willing to lose. And I know some people out there are willing to lose everything, but I'm not. But let's just be responsible. Let's have fun. We can bet and spend money, and there's going to be a lot of money to win this year without going broke. So let's just have fun. Let's bet responsibly. And from there, we will have a lot of fun this year. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. Obviously, this is my first episode, so I'm getting warmed up. Hopefully in the future, I hope to have co-host and guest on. I definitely want to have fans on. I know a lot of people don't, but I like opinions. So please, when you get a moment to watch this video, drop some comments in the comment block. Let me know how you like it, what I can improve on outside of the stats. I got you. Let me know what I can improve on. And I'm a fan. This podcast is for fans. Obviously, we're hoping to grow and be more, but I cannot do that without you guys. And thank you for watching. And before I go, I'm going to get into my wrap up portion of it. And like I said earlier, we're going to get into episode 2, will be more about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. We'll talk a little bit about that game, or I may do a separate video on that in the morning or later tonight. But it will definitely feature, if not in episode 2, there will be an episode 3 following pretty close to it. But I'm gonna try to do everything in episode 2. That way we can get into some other things as we go forward in the season. Episode 2 will also feature my season predictions, my I may do MVP picks and stuff like that, but definitely my season predictions. Probably we can go by division predictions. I think this is going to be a really interesting football year. I'm a Patriots fan, so hello to all the Patriots fans out there. This is going to be a rough year for us. So buckle up. I'm ready to go through it with you. Um, it's going to be a rough year. It's going to be a rough year. But I will tell you my favorite to win the Super Bowl right now is not Kansas City. I do not think they're going to three-peat. I don't believe we're looking at the Super Bowl winner in this game. I don't even think we're looking at either team in the Super Bowl. I truly, truly believe that Cincinnati or Houston will come out of the AFC. I think it will be interesting. It's going to be an interesting season, but I truly believe that Cincinnati or Houston will come out of the AFC. The NFC is a little bit more trickier, but it won't be Dallas. Unfortunately, it won't be Dallas. I don't think I'm a Dallas hater. I could be a Dallas hater, but it won't be Dallas. Um 49ers, I just think this has to be it for the 49ers. This has to be their year. They can't keep, I mean, I guess they could keep, but if they go to the Super Bowl again or the AFC, I mean the NFC Championship and lose, I think there are going to be some moves made. We've already kind of seen some light shed in that area that they probably are. This is probably the last year with that squad because they got to pay Purdy and all that stuff like that. But we'll get into more of that later. But I want to say thank you for tuning in. Keep your notifications turned on. Stay tuned for more. This is the Courtside Kickoff. I am Bakari Mitchell. I am your host. You will see me more, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.